pleased to talk to you tonight as the UKIP prospective parliamentary candidate for Stockton North. As such, it's my job to convince the voters to turn their back on the 30 years of neglect by the Labour Party and start a new chapter in history with the election of the first UKIP MP for Stockton North. And I have to say, the new UKIP policies are very helpful in this regard. So tonight, I'm going to talk about what I see as the big issues for Stockton North and how some of the UKIP policies will help to undo these 30 years of neglect. So areas I've chosen, which I think are key concerns for the people of Stockton, are the NHS, housing and jobs. So let's get straight in. The NHS. The NHS will remain free at the point of entry. Now I have to point out, Labour leaflets and Labour politicians on the television are continually saying that UKIP wants to charge for the NHS. I believe there was an article in the Gazette only today with a Labour politician saying that. They say that UKIP want to charge you to see your doctor. This is a lie. In fact, it is Labour that have advocated charging to see your doctor, something that was suggested by the Labour peer Lord Winston. I don't know about you, but if someone lies to me thereafter, I can't believe a word that they say. Locally, we want to see the A&E and maternity units at Hartlepool reopened to relieve the pressure on North Tees. We also want the haematology unit at North Tees to remain open. It makes no sense to close down units before there is any alternative in place, and the people of this region deserve better. I also think having a single hospital at Wynyard risks the lives of people who live at the other end of the constituency. All it takes is a blockage on the A19. And just let me mention private finance initiatives, or PFIs. A PFI is a way of borrowing money from private companies without it showing as government borrowing. These private companies then have to be repaid large sums of money for 25 years, and there is no way to get out of these contracts for that whole 25-year period unless they are bought out. This type of financing costs 3 times as much as not using a PFI. It's privatisation by the back door, and it is completely wrong. These PFIs were introduced by Labour and continued by the Tories. Only UKIP is saying no more PFIs. Now on to housing. No to the bedroom tax. UKIP opposes the bedroom tax because it operates unfairly, penalising those who are unable to find alternative accommodation and taking insufficient account of the needs of families and the needs of the disabled. This isn't how we want to treat people. In addition, we need more low-cost housing in Stockton, and UKIP wants to encourage that by promoting building on brownfield sites. All new houses on brownfield sites will be exempt from stamp duty on the first sale. In addition, UKIP will relax VAT on the cost of redevelopment of brownfield sites, allowing better use of the buildings currently available. And finally, jobs. Our headline policies include allowing businesses to discriminate in favour of young British people. But the real way to grow the economy is to review all the legislation and regulations from the EU. There have been over 3,600 new laws since 2010. Let's just think about that figure for a moment. That is about 1,000 new laws per year. That's 3 new laws per day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, unrelenting and continuous. Imagine you're a small business and you're trying to keep on top of that lot. Needless to say, those that hamper British competitiveness will be removed. In particular, to reduce energy costs, UKIP will scrap so-called green subsidies so that the high energy consuming manufacturing industries, many of which are based here in the North East, are better able to compete with the rest of the world. This one factor on its own will stimulate new, proper jobs which add wealth to the economy. We also have excellent policies to encourage commerce in our town centres. It's only UKIP who will encourage councils to provide more free parking for the high street, which would have an especially beneficial effect on Stockton. UKIP policies are common sense and straightforward. They help our people, they help our businesses, they are compassionate. They will enable us to take control of our country and our borders and make Britain great once again. There's been a lot of talk about voting UKIP and ending up in bed with Ed Miliband, or voting Tory and ending up in bed with Nick Clegg. I promise you, in Stockton North, that if you vote UKIP, you'll end up in bed with me. Thank you.
Fine with that.
Thanks, Mandy. Get the electric blanket on, man.